Hi guys. So I was thinking today about quite simply what is shadow work and why is it helpful, but in the most simplest form. And recently I watched Peter Pan, and that film literally has Peter chase his shadow, doesn't it? And throughout that video, throughout the film, he is seen to have his shadow kind of running away from him, and he's trying to chase the shadow, ironically, isn't he? But a lot of Peter's story as well, like not wishing to grow up, not wishing to take kind of accountability of, being an adult. And I think Hook, um, the later adaptation to that, highlights a lot of this, and a lot of how he goes into that amnesia, but then is almost at the other extreme. He loses that magical side, that inner child, almost like separates himself from the inner child, but yet he's got all the responsibilities of an adult, being grown up, being, oh, gotta be sensible now. And I think it's the both films are like a contrast of each other, and in turn, teach us about accepting that shadow, accepting that side of that inner child, that silly kind of side to us. And as I was kind of thinking about this, the song from Rasmus came into my head, and that song kind of, I love this song as well. And that song goes like, no sleep, no sleep until I'm done with finding the answer. Won't stop, won't stop before I find the cure for this cancer. Sometimes I feel like going down and so disconnected. Somehow I know that I am haunted to be wanted. So, the lyrics in that, I feel resonate so much with, like, the fact that we're looking externally for this self-love, for this healing. We look externally, and this is the second image, really, showing there's his shadow. He's got everything he needs in that background, but all these external things, whether it's lusting after things, desiring after things, and the steps I've put in there is quite a symbol of the fact that we shouldn't need to struggle and strive to get to where we truly need to be. And that's about, accepting our shadow, accepting ourselves for who we are. We don't need anyone else's approval. We don't need anyone else's judgment to say that we are worthy. We don't need power. We don't need recognition. We don't need, excess material or money, that external instant gratification. Yes, they may help for a short time, but how many celebrities do you see that go to rehab, and how many people do you see that have had, very successful celebrities, and God rest their souls, they then turn to addiction, they then turn to something else to try and achieve that high, because, they've grown up in a world of feeling needed to be accepted. And, I'm not immune from that. It's a journey I'm still working on myself, and it feels very raw even speaking about this on this video now, because it is to accept yourself fully, to fully accept yourself. It's a journey, but it's one that's a hell of a lot easier than this one, and a lot more healing than this one. And To be able to come back to yourself and be absolutely comfortable within yourself and not care of the opinion of others is is self gratification. And have you ever heard the term high off your own supply? Well, it's very true. It's very true. I'd say in terms of your energy levels, in terms of those thought patterns that keep us a prison, when you accept your shadow, it really does change things. And this is why to dissect this a little bit, this is why you've got the shadow under Peter here, but where's he actually looking to? He's looking to these other children to try and fill the void within his own heart, to try and continue to get the instant gratification in his world of Neverland, which he will never get that gratification. That's why Hook is such an interesting installment into the movie series, and it feels like it should have always needed to be so, to conclude the fact that in order to truly accept himself and love himself, he had to realize that has to come from a place of taking accountability, really. So yeah, and the kind of the lyrics, I guess, in the chorus of that Rasmus: I've been watching, I've been waiting in the shadows for my time. I've been searching, I've been looking for tomorrows all my life. So don't look for tomorrow. Look at yourself today. Look at your shadows. Look at where you don't accept yourself, where you don't love yourself, and bring love into that. We're always enough. Every single day, every single moment. Even if we try to convince ourselves we're not, we are. We always are. And we don't need any external to approve that. Love you all so, so much. Each on our individual journeys of love and self-love. Goodbye.